Welcome back to the MHC podcast. It is your host, MHC. Look, I know last time was a whole punch in the face. And I come back with more punches today. We are doing the part B of the hard truth that nobody wants to admit. We did 2 last time, and so today we are doing the last one, and of course my recommendations on how you can navigate these hard truths that nobody wants to admit. It is the MHC podcast, and remember, here we deal with everything to do with your purpose, your life, and your wealth creation. And so last time, just to do a recap for those of you that may not have watched, and if you have not, please head on back and watch the last episode. It was amazing. We talked about the hard parts, the hard truths that nobody wants to admit, that sometimes when you are hurt, you are to blame. Just that. And we talked about 2 of those aspects in which sometimes you get hurt and it is just your fault too. You had a part to play in it, and that was to do with your success. Okay, that you are hurting right now. You are not where you want to be right now in terms of your success, your level where you want to be, because you need to take responsibility of the part that you have played. Have you been sleeping too much? Did you rise to the occasion when everybody gave up on you? Or did you just choose mediocrity? That could be what has led to your failures rather than other people. And secondly, we did talk about relationships, that sometimes you're not the victim in the relationship, you are the enabler. And it is always bad when you are enabling people to hurt you, be it in a romantic relationship, in a friendship, and so today, or in a religion. Yes, because there is that too. Okay, so let us move on with the hard parts, the hard truths that nobody wants to admit. The third one. Can I get some drum rolls, please? Who can guess? The third one is your money. I love money. Do you love money? Because I love money. Okay, so today I want to talk about your money, because remember, we gotta talk about your wealth creation as well. And sometimes we be blaming people when it comes to our finances, that we forget that wealth creation is nobody else's responsibility. It is yours. Now, women, come to the front. Come to the front, because I am going to start with you. Women, I know you read about all the princesses in the books that you read. You read about Snow White. You read about Cinderella. Oh, you read about everybody that was waiting for somebody to come and save them so that they can take them into a castle, give them the life that they deserve. Oh, baby girl. Oh, no, that is not realistic. Look, you need to take responsibility for your life. First of all, what happens when you are living that type of life where you are expecting somebody to come through and save you financially? You become extremely vulnerable. Anybody can hurt you. Anybody can do what they want to you as long as they know that they've got the power over you. Now, I don't know if you know it, but money is power. If you do not have money, you do not have power. And if you are trusting somebody else for money, what you're doing is putting yourself in their hands. You are at their mercy. So talk about the relationships that you are in right now. So you are in that relationship with a man, not because you necessarily love him, but because he got some money. There is a heavy pocket on his side, a full wallet, a full bank account. And so you have made yourself available to him, even though, if anything, you don't even like him. We're not even going to talk about love. We talk about like. You don't. You're not even attracted to him. Every time you have to hug the person, you have to think, let me just hug him because come on. He got the money, he got the money, the money, the money, the money. It's not the person. You are not in love with that man. You just want the money. And that is the hard part that most women do not want to admit. You need to go to work. You need to be able to use your mind, to use your hands, to do something that will give you power. And by power, I mean money. And then you can choose the man that you love sincerely and dearly. Let me tell you something. Love is good. Love is great. Give yourself a chance to experience the real part. Don't give yourself just because you want money. That being said, dear women, nobody is coming to save you financially. There is no knight in shining armor. There is no Prince Charming. Because you have been looking for Prince Charming, you have been finding the prince harming you. Because it is sometimes wild out there and you get used when all you want is to use. That is the hard part that nobody wants to admit. Now the men, come to the front. Come to the front. Men, you are kings by nature. And a king needs power. And power, money is power. In case some damsel has been lying to you and telling you to say, I love you just the way that you are. We don't need a house. We don't need the money. We don't need the car. We just need each other. They be singing to you that song by Israel and Nalu, house, money, car. That's not what I'm looking for. Ooh, child. Show me a lady telling you that, and I will show you a liar. Because I do not care how much you love each other, you're gonna need money. And if both of you are comforting yourselves in your poverty, you don't even love one another. You are just bonding over foolishness. You are bonding over mediocrity. You are bonding over poverty that will run down to generations. In fact, you are one of the reasons why our country, or whichever country you are in, is being ranked among the most poor countries. Come on, wake up. That is the hard part that nobody wants to admit. Love without money, it is not enough. It is not enough. So go get the money. Go make your freedom, okay? So that you can love each other better. So that when you bring the children into this world, you can take care of them better. You can be great parents when you have money. That is the hard part that nobody wants to tell you. Now, I be telling my business a little too much. So here, I'm going to tell a little bit of my business. You know, when somebody starts with the laughter, you know it's going down because listen, you. I used to have standards, and one of my standards was that somebody needed to be able to make money or to manage money and to, be able to multiply it. Not necessarily that they have to be wealthy like that, but that I need to see that, see potential, Chabe. It's not just potential in this person. They can bring something to the table. They have a testimony that I can point to and say, oh, so this person is able, right? But every time I was choosing a partner in love, it always came down to, you know what? He's got the potential, just the potential in terms of how they speak or how they promise me things. But at the end of the day, they never even showed anything for it. It's just like words. And just on that part, dear ladies, it is your fault that you are in a marriage that is poor, that you are struggling with that man because you saw him when you were dating him and all he had to offer you were words, and yet you chose him without substance. That is the hard part that nobody wants to admit. Sometimes we land ourselves in problems that we saw but prayed they were not real. And I appreciate women for that ability where you can see what is real and then choose what isn't real. A facade that you have created in your own mind, you make it real. It's gonna be like this, everything you've imagined. Even though the person is right in front of you and showing you that it is actually going to be pathetic if you choose them. So when it comes to money, put aside how you feel. Feelings are not enough. I digress, but let me get back to telling you the story. So recently, there was a gentleman who was interested in me. And look, on paper, he be fit. On paper? Okay, let's talk about on picture. He be fit. He be okay. I was not complaining. And when it came to the God part, even on his bio, it was, I am a godly man. But look, I had to be honest enough to look and analyze the financial part as well. The money part, yes. You have to. And when this person, I looked at them, I said, boy, when I add the years, the circumstances, the situation, the what, I'm not going to make an excuse for you or create an illusion in my head about what it is going to be. I have to look at what it is and then with what it is, envision the future. Not with what I think, but with what is. And I had to pass. It was a hard pass because finances are a critical part of life, of love, of everything that you do. And that is the hard part, the hard truth that nobody wants to admit. And that is why most people are ending up in friendships, relationships, marriages, situationships that are just, frankly, financially miserable because they ignore the money part before they make a decision. I have said it. Take money into consideration. So now, gentlemen, even you, when it comes to choosing a woman, now this is something I even teach my students to say, when you're choosing a life partner for the men, make sure you choose somebody who has the ability to make money, the ability to manage it and multiply it. Don't just choose somebody who has no ability whatsoever, and then years down the line, you start complaining, no, my wife misuses money. No, my girlfriend is just always demanding. She's running you dry. Gentlemen, that body you have chosen is running your finances dry. And that is the hard part that nobody wants to admit. I'm gonna say it for you. How you choose your girls really matters. And if you are a man that wants to create wealth, then you have no business choosing somebody who has no vision financially. You have no business choosing a user who is only going to use your money but not help you make it. Look, my mentor, Dr. Walu, always says, when you choose a partner, yes, choose somebody who's gonna help you to use the money, but also somebody who is going to help you make the money. And that is the hard part that nobody wants to admit. That men are out there choosing liabilities who run them dry and put their generational wealth at risk simply because of how they were feeling, or simply because, well, she had hips, lips, and boobs. That is not enough. And that is the hard part that nobody wants to admit. So now how do you move forward? Both in relationships, in your finances, and in your personal success, with these hard truths, these hard parts that are hard to admit, which we have discussed over the last episode, part A, and this current episode, part B, of the hard parts that nobody wants to admit. How do you navigate this? Number one, have boundaries. Okay? Establish how far you can go with your finances, helping, lending out, giving. Have how far you can go. A margin. What is the maximum you can give per month? What situations are you able to help with? It is not everything that comes on your table that you must help with. It is not every sob story that you hear that you must assist. It is not every girl you see that you must put on your list if you really want to create wealth. And also, when it comes to your relationships, have standards. Oh my God, have standards and do not break those standards. Listen to me. If you make standards when you are single and then some time passes, then you find somebody, they don't meet your standards, then you're just like, you know what? Jesus is Lord. He gonna fix it. No. What you are being is desperate. Stop it. Have standards and uphold them. Otherwise, you choose less, and less has a way of hurting you by giving you less than you deserve. Do not settle. Have standards and boundaries in your relationships that would define how you are treated, how you move in that relationship. Okay? And then when it comes to your success, have standards, uphold them. Okay? Take responsibility for yourself. Do not expect other people to inevitably help you. Help yourself to get where you want to be in this life. Nobody is coming to help you, so help yourself. And please, do not diminish your definition of success with age or with, circumstances. Never ever should you settle when it comes to your success. Don't say, oh, well, I really wanted to be or to reach this, but anyway, I'm just going to settle for this because this is what I have been offered. No. The kingdom suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. So when it comes to your success, the standard is force. Force it. Take it by force. Nobody is going to give it to you. You've got to take it by all legal, holy means necessary. You have the power to make it. You have the power to build the kind of relationship, the kind of romantic relationship you have always wanted, the kind of friendships you have always wanted. Even in friendships, you need boundaries. You need standards too. Your friends shouldn't be friends as if they are doing you a favor to be your friend. They should be friends who actually appeal to what it is that you have set, the values, the boundaries, and the standards. And communicate those as well. This is the MHC podcast. We are here to make sure that you live your life better. You find your purpose, that you create your wealth the Jesus way. And the Jesus way comes with boundaries too. It comes with the standards, because listen, even the kingdom of God, it says, come as you are. But when you arrive, there are standards, baby. There are values. There are principles. And I want you to establish those also in your life. In everything you do, have boundaries, values, standards, and uphold them. Because the moment you don't uphold them is the moment you receive less than you've ever desired. So, this is the hard part that nobody wants to admit. I will see you next time on the MHC podcast. And until then, I pray that the grace of God be upon you to help you think wisely, to help you choose wisely, and to help you pursue your life the Jesus way. I love you all. It is MHC.